We are the champions. We are the champions. And Taylor loves Travis, 'cause we are the champions. No time for Niners, 'cause we are the champions of the NFL. What up, y'all? Welcome back. It is weird. It is a weird world we're living in, and I am just so excited that you decided to spend some time together today, because that is what is so important. It is so important that we just come together around victory, namely the Chiefs' victory today, this week. It is, I'm sure as this comes out, maybe you're even listening to this, you're standing in line for the Chiefs victory parade. And I want to salute you, veterans who have sacrificed for our country. We can enjoy the freedoms of football. And God bless the USA. That's all I got to say. And thank you so much for coming back and joining us here on the Average Oddcast. It is such a treat to be together. One of my favorite things about doing this show weekly is really getting to hear back from you guys, the oddball community, and hear kind of how this information, these riffs, this general jolliness that we're broadcasting into the ether, and hearing that feedback come back. And a couple of weeks ago, we did all about the history of biscuits. That's right, folks. We were talking all about biscuits, and one of our good friends, Trevor Thorlickson, a longtime listener of the podcast, let us know that, and this is crazy, just this coinkydink that happened, is that he dropped in a comment letting us know that he's been eating so many biscuits lately, and he just wanted to let us know in case we were wondering. And I don't know if you were wondering about that, but now you know. There's no need to wonder anymore. The knowledge is out there. So just really appreciate that feedback. Thanks for dropping in. You can leave a comment on a video. You can send it a voicemail. Check the link in the show notes here if you want to send in a voicemail. We love playing those and getting to dialogue that way. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know a little bit about where we're going here is we're just riffing. We're just having a good time together. We're having fun. We're all discovering what this is going to be together. And I think that's the beauty of podcasting. Really, it is a beautiful thing. Breaking news coming in from the motherland of China. That's right, folks. There's something crazy going on. That's right, folks. Something crazy is happening in the motherland. A Chinese electric e-car maker, Xpeng Aerot, has unveiled a flying car. Now, if you watch the video of this, check the link in our show notes if you're not watching the video version of this telecast here. It looks like a Cybertruck, and you've got a Hawk coming down. This Cybertruck apparently can climb mountains, and you can camp out of it. It kind of unfolds, but also it has a car that I don't even know if you could really call it. I mean, like, it detaches from it. It's like a spaceship, and it has like an escape pod, but it's a flying, looks like a massive drone. Not sure how much money this is gonna cost. If you're looking for a flying car, China's got it. So, this isn't something that's currently happening in America, although I think Elon Musk could pull it off if he wanted to. Not sure what's going on there, Elon, but if you are in the market for a flying car, you could go to China and you can get one there. I want to thank this week's sponsor of the podcast, Mike Heath Comedy. Check him out online at miketonyheath.com. He's got all his videos. He's got YouTube links there. Check him out on the socials. Let's hear a quick clip from this week's sponsor of the podcast, Mike, Tony, Heath. Now, I've been having a hard week. I'm glad we could come here and laugh. Anybody else? All right, just me. Right. Yeah, okay, me and you. We're together, brother. Sorry, I meant just let's just move on from that. Sorry, I'm not used to being in this neighborhood. I'm just feeling a lot right now. But thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. It's awesome. No, because I was on the bus and this 8-year-old kid looked up at me and he said, "Are you Joe Dirt?" Oh man, that's right. I was like, how do you even know who Joe Dirt is? That came out in 2001, dude. Are you kidding me? Wow, Mike, really enjoyed your jokes as we always do, and thank you so much for supporting this week's. You make this possible. Really, we're all thankful for everything you do for the world. And we've come to the point in the show. It's everyone's favorite time. It is Fictionary or Dictionary. Fictionary or Dictionary.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I understand nothing.
Fictionary or Dictionary. This is the part of the show where we decide if fake words should become real words. And a quick disclaimer, our legal team wanted to make sure we put this out there, but we do not have the authority to make an official word. All we're trying to do here is make a grassroots movement to see change happen in our world. And this week's word is Riffology. That is Riffology. Now, you may have heard Riffology in conversation before, but I want to let you know that is not an official word. It is simply an unofficial combination of the words riff, which has a couple meanings. You could use this as a music riff. Like, let's say I was just over here and I was doing a quick riff. Tacos are really good. I like to eat them on Tuesdays. Yeah. Now that would be a musical riff. Some people would say that was a bad riff. Some people would say that was a good riff. Or you could just riff around on the guitar like this. That was a bad riff. You could also do this. You're talking about a particular subject, really like what happens here on the Oddcast. We're just riffing on different topics as they come up into our brain spheres. You know, an example of this could be like a comedian was riffing on how China got a new car that flies, in the air. He had a good riff on it. He had a pretty bland riff on it. Now, the second half of our word ology, you encounter this probably in most days, especially if you're let's say you're a student, you're studying geology, psychology, biology. It's just a subject of a study, that there is a little level of a branch of knowledge, little tree branch of information. That's what this is. So really what riffology is the study or the knowledge of riffs. Now you could say, Mike, why do we want to incorporate this? Why does this word deserve to be in our lexicon? Wow, that was a pretty big word I just repped out right there. Wow, this is really just put that down in the ground. Let people know about that. Anthropology is a store that especially white women love. Okay, anthro, I think, is people. Ology, the study of people. Anthropology, or like culture, maybe that's like I don't know what anthro is. I know about I took a cultural anthropology class in college, so that was the the study of people's culture, I guess. So yeah, I think it'd be the study of or knowledge of people. Now they sell really expensive goods at Anthropology, really expensive candles, fancy stuff. So just imagine you were looking to buy, a brand new vanilla bean candle. You're going to the store and like, what store are you going to go to? I'm going to go to the store of the knowledge of people or the study of people store. That is horrible. Versus you just say, I'm going to Anthropology. Now, similarly, how this would work with Riffology, man, that's a really good question, Mike. Thank you for asking how we're going to figure that out. You join words together. It makes it shorter. Why say lot word when few word do trick? Well, I think Riffology should be introduced into our lexicon simply because, just imagine how many times you would say in a year, I'm looking to understand, really grow in my knowledge of what it's like to riff, on a particular, what it's like to riff on something versus I want to know more about Riffology. I'm studying, would you even say I'm studying Riffology? I'm curious. And this is, the monologue dialogue part of what we're doing here. I'm monologuing, but really I would like it to be a dialogue. So maybe if you could just throw it out into the ether, drop a comment, let us know. Do you think, have we made a strong enough case? Why would you put Riffology into our official lexicon of words? We got some weird world activity going down in none other than the great state of Alabama. That's right, folks. Alabama, a radio station in Alabama, was forced to cut the cords. Really, actually, the cord was cut for them because someone stole a 200-foot radio tower. And I don't know another place in our great country that could happen. I mean, maybe Wyoming, or one of the Dakotas, because I just feel like there's a lot of empty land. But now I haven't spent a lot of time in Alabama. In fact, I think I've only driven through it. I don't think I've ever spent time in Alabama. So I feel like I'm just speaking from perception, but my perception of Alabama is that this is crazy, but not surprising. This seems completely, dare I say, normal, Now listen to this. Now this is where the story gets really sad. So what happened is they show up to work and they're like, here's how that went down, actually. So this is WJLX. They sent the gardeners out, the landscapers, on a Friday morning for spring cleaning. It's not even spring yet, but they're ahead of the game. So cheers to you, my friends. A crew member called back to the general manager, Brett Elmore, to break the news. Brett was in disbelief. Elmore has said, though, to the people who reported on this initially, that the site was uninsured. They're a small market station, but they have said, we are going to get back. We're going to build back better. And they're going to be back on the air as soon as they possibly can. So if you have just a loose 200-foot radio tower, let me tell you what, this Alabama radio station is in need. And if you have that because you stole it from them, well, I would implore you to return it. And one thing I just can't get over is, why would you steal a radio tower? Because in my mind, I'm not sure if they have like a VIN code on it. People can, like, you set it up in your backyard. Or what are you trying to do? What are you doing with a 200-foot tower? For what purpose? I don't know enough about towers, to be honest. I think I could learn a little bit more, but just something, I don't know. I just feel like that's really inspired me to write a little jingle for you. Oh, tower, where did you go? We have lost our power. Oh, magnificent tower. I wanna make these villains cower because they stole our tower. I wanna challenge them to Mario Kart, and I choose browser. I'm gonna win back our tower. Now, if you're wondering if I can play the piano, I cannot. But I have this, we have this, my wife has this keyboard where she doesn't play it. She doesn't play it enough. In fact, I haven't seen her play it. I know that she has. I haven't seen or heard her play it since we got married over a year now. So I'm going to start playing it. And she doesn't listen to the podcast. That's just something for you guys to know. So if you listen, you've probably listened to more podcasts than my wife. And that's no shade to her. It's just she doesn't think I'm funny. And she doesn't want to listen to something that's not funny. That's meant to be funny. And I hope that you've found this at least informational, not informationable. That's another word we can do on Fictionary or Dictionary. Informationable. Look forward to that in a future week. I want to let you know about one more sponsor for this week's episode, which is brought to you by you. That's right, my friends. You can become a founding mother or I'm trying to find the sustain pedal here. Oh, wait. You can become a founding mother or father of this oddball community by being one of the first 10 to join our Patreon. You will get a ton of cool benefits. Like you will get a weekly shout out for the history of this podcast. So check that out. Not only that, but you'll get a plaque. And by plaque, I mean a piece of paper shipped to you in the mail that you could frame and put on your wall and say founding mother or founding father. Those are the two options. I can add one if there's a different one that you want me to put on there. Founding blank, your name, the date, and signed by yours truly, the host of the Average Oddcast. And thank you so much to you to listening. And to the future you becoming a founding father or mother. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Average Oddcast. It has been a joy to be together. And until next time, stay funny and stay weird. Peace.
We all live in an oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. We all live in an oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Y'all live in an oddly funny world. An oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. We all live in an oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Oddly funny world.
Great shot.